Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. So let's spend time with the Azure portal. And how do you log in? So you have to put the portal.azure.com and followed by user ID and password, and this is the something which you get it. Now here some of the major Azure services you have. Okay, so now if you see that if you want to create a resources, you can follow this one. And when I say resources, mind it, in Azure we have thousands of services, yes. And these services we call it a resources, mind it. So VM is one resources, disk is another resources, security group is another resources. So every kind of resources which you want to create, you can go ahead with it. Now, some of the major frequently used services which you can see here. So this is the Entra ID, then app services, all resources, resource group, subscription, storage account, virtual and Kubernetes service. These are the very popular one. But if you want a list of all other services, click on it here. Okay, and now again left side you see all categories of the resources, and here categories wise. So I would insist like spend at least 1 or 2 hours on this to get comfortable, because this is something which you have to always look for it. Thousands of services are there, but for the certifications you have to use at least 100 plus services now. So if you see that categories, if you see AI and machine learning, so uh, these are the options we have for AI and machine learnings. Now, if anyone of you are in AI and machine learning, we can use it. Right now, will not be focusing on this one, but let's say if you get into the MLOps, which is the next, a revolution which is coming in IT industry. So these are the services you have to learn actually. Here you can find OpenAI. Okay, so you can write up programs and stuff like that. So apart from that, here you find analytics related services. Analytics related services means if you are in a data ops sort of it, uh, data ops where data science, data analytics or something like that. So complete solutions here you have. This is also we don't need data science engineers. They need these services. They can use it. If you go a little down, this is our area of interest. So I'll just minimize this one and compute. Okay. Now there's a hell lot of options which we have. Using that you can avail the compute. Okay, so first demo I started with creating a virtual machines or something like that, and now here you see virtual machines related, compute related, all the services you have. So compute in terms of not only you get it through virtual machines, but virtual machines you can get it, uh, there's again multiple services are there. This is the infra as a service. Okay, then platform as a service like app you get it, and again multiple related services. Container as a service you'll get it again multiple. So here you see complete set of compute resources we have. uh, some of this thing is are this one. You can see app services here. Whatever the machine image you have here, availability set, you can create a disk pool, and bare metal we don't need it. Function lambda and all you can here you have. I mean function serverless you have here, and then Kubernetes service you have, container apps here you have, and so the templating stuff here. So yeah, get comfortable with it, because this is something which you are going to use every day while working with Azure, and these are the things we are going to use every day. Now, if you go down a little bit, and this is something container services. Okay, so container services, see, I assume all of you are working on the machines, laptop, VMs, and all from last many years. But if you have not worked on the container, just spend time on this. So that will help you. Others, we keep talking some new terminologies you may not understand. and it'll be difficult for you. So Deepika, you have a Docker and Kubernetes knowledge?
I not completely. So I do understand ACR and AKS services,
Okay,
but
cool.
not completely.
Yeah, Bivu. Hello.
Yeah. I mean, I went through it in the past couple of months, but not hands-on.
But you enrolled for the Docker and Kubernetes session also, right?
No, I was in AWS, then I shifted to Azure. And I was in
No.
SCM, my SCM session, but then I changed it to Azure, but I didn't attend those.
Oh, you did not attend. Okay. Just
Mhm.
go through. I think you will be having access to Docker and Kubernetes also. Check them.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Thiru?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you don't know the Docker and Kubernetes. So just
No, no.
remind me in the WhatsApp group. I'll share some of the videos for you, so you can watch that. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay. So these are the container services. So why I'm insisting all of you, because when we have this specific session, each one of you should be comfortable with the technology front. Then if I say container, if I say pod, if I say service, if I say clusters, you will not get confused actually. So these are the container related services we have. Database pretty huge. We'll use actually. So mind it, compute is we will cover complete details. We need to study containers. We need to study database. Of course, you need to study, and DevOps. Anyways, you have to study. So DevOps again. First, let's go one by one. So you'll have a little memories. So here in database, you see most of the database solutions we have are DBMS. Okay, no SQL, everything you have. See all this SQL, you know. So complete database solution which you can opt for it. You have it here. Now DevOps related services we have here. This is something which you have to practice it again, and will help you with that. So these are the 22 DevOps services. These are the category you can see. So all this we have. We'll again discuss Azure DevOps also. The Azure DevOps is another software. Okay, one more thing I must tell you. Don't get confused with the portal.azure.com and Azure DevOps. So Azure DevOps is a different website. We have to log into dev. You know, uh, where is that? Dev. Here. That's URL getting changed all the time. Not sure why. Okay, dev.azure.com. It should take you to that website, Azure DevOps. Here it is. So this is also we have to learn this. I'll start that session sometime after 15 days or something like that. So this is the new website, another website which we have to spend. But there's a many services we have at the portal also, and we need to understand. So Chow's experiment. Now the question is, this is a service here, but what is a Chow's? So I'll give you some hints here. There's a terminology called Chow's engineering. Okay. Each one of you please take a note of it offline as assignment you have to do. What is Chow's engineering? So if you don't understand this Chow's engineering, you will not be able to use Chow's experiment. Okay. So this is the one of the software development process which is becoming recently popular and all. So many things are there, small things which you have to get it. Apart from that, these are the major services we have in the DevOps. Here, if you look at this is the most important one. Uh, Monitor, Azure Monitor, which is we are primary doing this. Now integrations, you see multiple integrations are there. Like for example, Datadog. So Datadog integration, this you can use only if you know the Datadog. Here you have a New Relic. New Relic is another product, another company. So they have Elastic. Okay, so for this course you don't need to learn all this tool, but if you have a high level knowledge, it will help you to get it done. So these are the
So,
integration with the third.
question: when it says partner, do you need a separate license, or is it like?
What is happening, I'll tell you. Partner means these are the different company, different product. For example, Datadog is for observability. New Relic is for observability. Dynatrace is for APM and all, and Elastic for the log management. So when you talk about the observability, three pillars is there: infra, log, and APM. So here you can use infra, APM here you can use, APM here also you can use, and logs here you can use. So these products, they are trying to integrate at Azure. So that way, let's say you want to monitor the Azure infrastructure using Datadog, or Azure infrastructure using New Relic, or Azure infrastructure using Elasticsearch. So you can use easily. Got it? So I think Bivu, right? Your question from Bivu, right?
Yeah, yeah. So from a
I
user
think
perspective, yeah, it like say me using something which is not partner or something, because since both are inside the Azure portal, does it make any difference from like do I need a different license to use it?
no, no. I mean, like, see, for learning purpose, you don't need to struggle a lot. For example, you have a trial license available for everything. So you can use it 30 days or 15 days trial license. I think 15 days. Apart from that, for the using purpose, of course, your organization will get a license for that. So you don't have to worry about it.
So anything which says partner, the organization needs a separate license.
Separate license, yes. I mean,
Okay.
if they are using Datadog, then only this service will be useful. If you guys are not using, it's not useful. By the way, Bibu, in your course, I remember Datadog is already there, New Relic
Oh,
is
is it?
already there, yeah,
Okay.
and Elasticsearch is also there. I think you should focus on that session also. You're
Okay.
not attending
I'll
that
check.
one.
Yeah, I'll check it. Yeah. I thought I okay. I'll check.
Okay, so this is the DevOps related services which we need to use it. And here you see you have to become a developers. Here you have to become test team. Here you have to become operations team. Some automation guys and all. You can do that also. Okay, so these are the services. We'll go through this. Now, general services. So here you have general services. Where is that? It's gone up, huh? So general services means for the cloud related services. Not too much of concentration you need to give, but you need should know actually. So some of the things which you want to know, for example, what you can find in the marketplace, and what you can find quotas. Let's say if you want to increase the quota, I have a one account, I'll show you the subscription in some time. If you want to increase the quota, you have to do that. If you have multiple subscription, I'll show you in some time, you can go ahead with that. Resource group, everything has to be, every resources you have to create under the resource group. So that those are the things you have to do, and get comfortable. We'll do that one by one. Hybrid. So hybrid here, this is not required for us, okay, but some of the services we need to know at the theoretical level. So this is for that if you have multi-cloud operations, private cloud, public cloud, or AWS and Azure, you want to work with it, then this all will help you actually. And here identity related services. So this is something which is very important for you. So you have to spend good amount of time for this. So this is a very important. Here this is to get started with it. Rest of the things also we need to learn one by one. Integration. So if you want to integrate with some other products, then these services will help you. Here you have integration services. Okay, and see here. So any automations, integrations at the dev level or DevOps level, this will help you. So this is important for us. We'll get it. IoT, Internet of Things, we don't need it. At some of the services we need to know at a high level, but not too much. Manage and governance, very important. These all services are very important for us, and we need to learn each and everything in detail. Migrations not much because we don't need to learn in this. Yeah, and one of the most important one is monitoring. Take it very seriously. In a DevOps, this all services you have to work on it and you have to master it. Okay, so some of this duplicate into you find it here. Just I discussed it earlier also. Networking, yes, this is our areas where we have to focus. You see here, networking. So all the networking services you have here, uh, and then we have to spend some time here. So many services we have, we'll get into that. Security related services you have here, and storage related services you have here. Web and mobile related. So security we have to focus. Mobile we don't need it. Storage we need it for sure, and web and mobile we don't need it. I mean, some of this thing we need it, but not everything. So this is just a categories. Again, if you go inside it, you'll find tens of other services also. So you can say these are the subcategories also. So thousands of services are there, out of which I think 100 plus services which we need to learn, and you need to get it. Now left side, these are the same thing. It's easily defined. So let's say compute. So these are the options you have. We have to get comfortable. So see, this services is IS, pass, again serverless, and here you have some high computing. It's not required for us. Okay, so are you understanding this, the world of services, and what you need to do? You just need to go and get comfortable, read it, become comfortable, and once you become comfortable, slowly you will start getting familiar with the website. Any questions so far?
Are you not dealing with each and every service, like how do we do and everything?
Yes, we'll have to do that. So this is just overview, all the services, but most of the services we have to deal with, we have to create and work on it. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, left side, you have some account settings. So I think that's not a difficult things to figure it out. Here you have send feedback, so that's okay. Here, this is important. So if you're looking for support sort of things, then you have to reach out to community or reach out to Azure support. By the way, Azure support, you have a little bit of some of the account related Azure support is free, but after that you'll have to, you know, incur a cost for it. I mean, dedicated technical support is costing actually. So this place you can get for the support. We'll create a few tickets for the demo. Not now, just become comfortable. Now, if you see that here, setting button, here you have few options. Let me close this here. Now, here you have directory plus subscription. So what is directory and what is subscription? That is very important for you, and you should know that. And we'll discuss in some time. So here, all the directory which you have. So I have only one directory. So what happens when you create a new account at Azure? So by default, one directory will be created for you. Okay, so that is something which you see that default directory. And I'll talk about the subscription also in some time. And then if you want to change the view, look and feel, if you don't like it. So multiple options are there. Whichever your preference, you can go for it. Menu behavior, fly loud docked, theme, you have multiple, and some more extra themes also there. Depends on your language, you can decide your preferences. I think you don't want to worry about this ones, but to get comfortable, sometime you need it. And here my information. So this is my email ID and related stuff, and signing out notifications. So if you want to set the notifications for yourself, enable directory level idle timeout or sign me out when inactive and you can do that. So here you get all the notifications. Okay, notification for everything on your account. So many times what happens, people miss out the notification. Let's say you create a services, okay, and it got failed, and you assume like it is still doing it and all. So you should check the notifications very often. So anything you did on the Azure account, you will be creating a notifications. Here you can check these notifications and get the status on this. So right now I have not done here anything. So right now it's not coming actually. So, and here this is something directory and submissions. I'll talk about this one in a few seconds. Okay, directory submission, we use this setting. Okay, they have moved again. And then click on this cloud shell. So the question is, how do we interact with Azure? So one is portal, which I'm showing you. The portal.azure is a website. Second one is command line, which I talked about in one of the session. Third one is Azure PowerShell. That is the third option. And fourth one is Cloud Shell. So there's a fourth method to talk to Azure. Okay. So did you install the Azure PowerShell and Azure CLI, configure it, all of you?
Yes.
Yeah, good. So that is something which is there. And this is the fourth way. Here, the advantage what you get it here is Aegis, I mean Aegis client is set up and configured for you. So that way you can save time. But by the way, this cloud shell is also is a kind of service of Azure, and this will be minimal charges if I recollect. So minimal, very minimal, don't have to worry about, maybe 30-50 rupees per month or something. So just check that pricing, but you should not worry about it because anyways you're spending good amount of money for learning this one. So 30 rupees is not something. Check the pricing, but it will be chargeable. Again, you can create this cloud shell, delete the cloud shell if you don't want to use it. Now I would suggest you to spend some time here because lots of option here. See, you are a Linux guy, bash. You are a Windows guy, PowerShell. Commands will be same. Here you have a restart cloud shell. Some of the settings you can change, colors and all. You can upload, download all this thing. You can do that. And some editor is also available here. You can search for something here. So few options are there. Create a new sessions also. So work on it. This will help you to optimize and start working. Be comfortable with the shell. See here, and create a one more shell like this. It depends on how many shell you wanted. Okay, so this is something which we have. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to help you with it. That is an important one, and which is called, you need to understand your subscription. So go to the home page, and do you see subscription some places? Here it is, correct? So click on it. Now what is a subscription? So subscription means basically how you have decided to pay to Azure for all the services which you are using. Okay, how do you have decided? So see that my cost from this month is this much. I'm not using this account, only for training purpose. So here, now my subscription name is pay as you go. This is the subscription ID, and I'm the account admin for this. Account admin is basically uh, one of the highest privileges which you can get it. So here, if you want to have more subscription, earlier we used to have a coupons. Actually, I don't know this has been deprecated or not. So we had a coupon, so you get it from the companies. So any companies you are working, they'll give you the coupon, and then this coupon, what you can do, you can apply and create a more subscription that will be free of cost. Let's say you go to add, okay, and here they are checking my eligibility, what kind of subscription I may have it, and here you see, spend some time here. See here, free trial. So free trial, which is something like $250, they'll give it to you if you are starting the new account. This is not a new account, so I won't get it right now. I mean, it's only for 1 month actually. So right now I'm not eligible. I have already consumed when we started this account. So that's the reason is disabled. Pay as you go. This is my current subscription which I enabled, and in this subscription, what will happen? You have to pay for the services as you use it. Simple, nothing complicated. So this is I have enabled in this account for that. So after 30 days, you have to ask for enabling this. So remember that, otherwise you'll not be able to create any resources on Azure. So here you have to go and select offer and enable activate. All these things you have to do. I have already done some. Let's say if you got some student pass some sort of credits or something, you see here Azure credit. So you can use this one. So earlier, you know what, when an organization, they used to get lots of credit actually. They used to give it and then every individual go and start using that. So nowadays, I think I heard like this got discontinued and all something like that. So they given something else. So yeah, those is for the Azure for student. Others are also there. You can check the eligibility. This is for Azure Pass sponsorship, some Visual Studio Enterprise subscription. If you have a Visual Studio license, probably you'll get it this one. And few more options are there. Most of these, if you see, is deactivated because I'm not eligible. But you can apply for it, and if you are eligible, you can get it. Are you understanding, all of you? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so this is subscription. So one subscription has to be there. If you don't have a subscription, that means they will not allow you to use that. So I had to enable pay as you go because this account was idle from long time. I was not using this. So this is something which I did. I think with you guys, I guess I did first day, I guess. So like this. Okay, so now what else? So here have a next important service which you have to understand very properly, and that is called AD. Okay, so this is the one, Microsoft Entra ID. Okay, so earlier we used to call it AD. So we all remember AD actually, and now they have renamed to Entra ID. Entra ID. Okay. So now this is something which is very important. So every time when you create a new account, one AD will be created, Intra ID will be created for you. So this, the one which I'm showing you, is a default ID created and attached to the each account. So what is AD and how do we use it, right? That is something which is very important. Let's say I'll ask tomorrow, hey, can you have account on Azure? Can you add my access to your Azure account? How you do that? Correct? That's the first thing. Uh, then you have to set the level of permissions also, right? So most of the time what happens, organizations have one account and they will add hundred and thousands of people in that account and they'll give some level of permissions. Okay, so users can be, service account can be, different rules can be, depends on that. So how do you manage multiple applications can be, so how do you manage all this thing? So all these things can be managed through the directory services, and you have to be pro in it because many questions will be asked, because as part of the DevOps you have to spend good amount of time. So let's start spending time on this before moving to the something else. Any questions so far?
Like, you said under account, you have like say subscription, that is the billing part, and then you have Active Directory where all the
Yeah.
users goes in. So
Yes.
one account always has one Active Directory. But I can have multiple subscriptions.
Yeah. Multiple subscription. You got it immediately. Yes. I will talk
Okay.
about those too.
Okay.
Okay. So earlier we used to call it Azure directories. That is more easier for us because we got used to it. But Microsoft have renamed this one. Just a second. Microsoft have renamed this one to Microsoft Intra. Okay. So this is a, now we can call it Intra. So what exactly Intra will do? So Intra, they rename it because of they wanted to add more services to it, more features to it. So what you have? So here we have a Microsoft Azure Active Directory as part of the Intra. Then permission management and verified ID management also we have as part of the Intra. Now AD, which will focus today. So what is AD? So Microsoft Intra ID. formerly known as Azure Active Directory. Okay, is a cloud-based identity and access management. Typically, we call it IAM in simple. The solution that helps organizations to manage and secure identities for hybrid and multi-cloud environments. So primarily it provides the unified views of user entities. That means all the users which is a part of your organizations you can see at one place. You can access management, also access permissions and all role-based access you can decide and what should be given. And not only users, but you can also assign the access to application across the on-premises, cloud and mobile environment. So three things: user management, users permissions, and application management. Application permissions also it can be done. So which enabling organization to enforce consistent security policies and protect against unauthorized access. So this is the view which I'll show you that here. Look at this. So if you see that Active Directory, so many other services we have. For example, you want to create a users. Here you have, see, I have one user created. I'll create few users in few minutes. And here you see add button, get comfortable. Here you can create a user, group, registered some app, enterprise applications also. And here, if you want to manage, this is the default directory. We call it a tenant. Okay. So if you want to manage tenants, modify something. So here it is. They have only one. So click on this and some of the stuff here you see. Object ID, tenant. This is important. Tenant ID is important. Every tenant or AD is equal to tenant. Don't get confused with the keyword actually. So this is important for access. When you do the command line operations, you have to do that tenant ID. Okay, and right now is the summary object application devices. I'll create in few seconds. Just wait for it. So some of the stuff we have here, so that's not required. Users, here you have complete users. Okay, and you can see the audit logs, what they are doing. So if you want to track anyone which user is doing what, so all this thing you can check it out. The moment you click, you will get it. The important thing, you should come and spend some time. Sign in logs, as you see that who has logged in and their informations and all. So you see that I am the only one who's logged in and all. You can also diagnose and solve problem. You can see the how many users got deleted. So I think I deleted this user. Password reset activities, you can do that here. And user settings you can change here for the each user, and some bulk operations which you want to do and results you can see here. So go back to the directory. Here you can create a groups. Okay, so multiple groups here, new group you can create. So what is group and what is user, I don't think so I have to tell you, because what happens, you have hundreds of people in your organization, so you don't want to deal with each and individual access, users access. So what typically you do, you create a group, add a users into that, and that's all. It's there. Deleted group, again some general settings, expression, naming policies, all this thing you have here. And here few more options are there, which out of which this is the most important one. When you do some automations, you want to get it done. Okay, so few things are also there. Password reset, user setting properties, same thing again. It's they have given everything in the left side actually. Okay, so let's spend some time with this first. So this is the AD. For what? User management, permission management. So what are the things you can do using directory identity management? So this component, this service only decide the authorizations. That means who should be allowed. Understand that your account, which is a super account, who should be allowed to do what? Thousands of services are there. Who should be allowed to do what? This is the service which will decide. Okay, it has authorization, it has a PIM, it has a role management, it has a recertifications, SOD, reporting, authentication, access management, workflows and approvals, password management, connections of source and target system. So everything is managed by directory services. Look at this here. If you can also connect the directory services from the outside of the world also, though we don't need it to do that, but for understanding purpose you need required this one. So you connect to the Entra ID, and Entra ID can help you to connect to the Active Directory, which is in cloud and on premises also, and third-party libraries, third-party services also, like HR system, external entities, workload identities, or something like that. So yeah, Azure ID is becoming Microsoft Entra ID. You have a same capability, same licensing, but the new name, but few extra features got added. So what are the changes that has happened? So Azure AD is becoming Microsoft Entra ID, and with the changes, like it's still free. Okay, creating users, group, apps, and all, it's free. But here there's some change has happened. You can see that. So identities, Azure AD external identities become a Microsoft Entra external ID. So that is the one. So yeah, this is the changes between the AD versus to Entra ID. Now they have added these features additional. So if you see that first one which I'm discussing, Microsoft Entra ID, I'm discussing it, but now they have added extra features for it. So what are the features? So they have added in Entra ID governance, Entra external IDs. They have added verified ID. They have Entra permission management, Entra workload IDs, network access, and private access, all these things. So most important one is Entra ID, the one which I'm discussing right. Okay, so Azure directories, all Azure subscription, understand this, some of the FAQs for it. All Azure subscription must have a trust relationship with the Microsoft Entra tenant. Okay, so whatever the subscription you see, it attached to your directory. Let me show you. Go to this subscription, and here, click here, and you see here directory, it attached to directory. If you say by mistake I attached to this directory which was not supposed to be there, so you can change the directory also, but right now I have only one directory. Okay, so this subscription is attached to the directory. So this FAQ you have to take it little seriously, because they will ask you questions on this. Subscription rely on tenant directory to authenticate and authorize security principles and device. When subscription expire, that means your subscription which I talked about it, the trusted instance remain, but the security principal lose access to Azure resources. Remember that. That means security principal, when I say, that means users, group, and applications. Please understand that. Subscription can only trust one single directory. That means one subscription can only trust one single directory, whereas one Entra tenant may have trusted multiple subscriptions. That's Bevu just now you said, right? The same thing. Got it? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah. When users sign up for a Microsoft Cloud service, new Microsoft Entra tenant is created, which I got it, and user is made a global administrator. When an owner of the subscription joins their subscription to existing tenant, the owner is not assigned to global administrator. While users may have only single authentication home directory, users may participate as a guest in multiple directories. That means one user can participate in the multiple ADs. Look at this. This relationship you have to, this image you keep in mind. So there's a AD subscription. So one to many, that means one AD, you have multiple subscription. That is correct. Here you have one AD, one subscription. That is also correct. But here you cannot have multiple ADs to one subscription. That is not correct. So keep this image in mind. It will help you to understand. So what are the features of Entra ID? So first feature is user management. I was showing you that UI. So you can create, manage, delete user and assign them to roles and permission. You can also create a group actually. So you can create a group, manage group, assign them to the roles and permissions. Okay. Now you can also do the application management. That means you can add and manage application that users can access and configure authentication and authorization. So applications, when I say, any idea what kind of applications you can register? When you say applications, what kind of applications I'm talking about? So do you have idea about the service account concept, build account concept?
No, no.
Okay, so service account means, see, um, understand in a simple way. Uh, you need, this is a Azure cloud. This is Azure cloud. Now you are the human. Okay, this is the human, and you talk to Azure and get some services created and consume it. That is something simple. We understand that. But when you set up automation, robots or script, your script, I'm creating a robot actually, but it can be a script. Script also wants to talk to Azure and get some work done. So this, you can call it app. Example, Terraform. Terraform is a tool, which is, you can say, app, which required to talk to Azure for doing what? Creating the whole infrastructure through automation, through coding, Terraform coding. So Terraform is not a user, right? You are the user. So here, when you need some app to talk to, some tools to talk to Azure, then you registered a app. So this is what I was talking about. Application management, add and manage application that users can access and configure authentication and authorization policies. For example, where is the, here you see, go to AD, and here you see somewhere app registrations. Here you can register the app and that will be authenticating to AD's behalf of you. Are you understanding, all of you?
So app registration is for program like APIs or
Yeah,
like,
you got it. API, third-party scripts, some
okay.
PHP code, Java code, some curl command, or Terraform is the best example actually. Why? Because automations we do through Terraform only for Kubernetes, for Azure and AWS and Google Cloud. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Now this Entra ID is used for SSO also. Okay, SSO means single sign-on. That means, let's say this SSO will be enabled in your office actually. So whenever you log into Akamai or Okta, okay, I don't know which you have used in your office, or sometime LDAP. So if you are logged into Akamai and Okta, automatically you log into Azure. You don't need to pass the user ID and password. Okay, for login to Azure automatically. So that is called single sign-on. So that is also, you can configure it. So how users to sign in multiple application with a single set of credential. Now you can also enable the multi-factor authentication. MFA means, MFA means
The multi-factor, like
I mean
you get
multi-factor means,
Security, like RSA.
like
yeah,
you have app right where you get the code.
yeah. No, multi-factor we are using day and night from last many years actually. See, when
Yeah.
you make a transactions to some UPI or I'm not UPI, sorry, my bad. This one, what to say, NFT or IMPS, they ask you this OTP also, right? So you had logged in anyways to HDFC or ICICI Bank, but still ask you, hey, give me this OTP. So this is called multi-factor authentications. So you can enable it. Say, let's say I have a password, but that may get compromised. So you have that one. So all these features you have. Conditional access. Conditional access means I will write a rules actually. Okay, I will write a rules to control user access for the scenarios. So rules, you can write it here. Define rules to control user access to application based on certain conditions. Conditions such as, like, okay, if let's say Jamie is login to Azure, but it should be login only from the Bengaluru IP address range. because the whole world has a fixed IP set, right? You have a fixed IP set, your location also, or certain IP address, or certain devices. Like if you're logged to the through the Mac, let's say I'm giving you example, Mac operating system not allowed, or let's say some devices based. So that you can write us conditions in Entra ID to protect your access. Okay, maybe someone is trying to log in from China or Russia. We know that none of our employees is working over there, so we should not allow. So something like that, you can write it in a conditional access. And identity sync. So here, this will also help you if you have a multiple identity, one in on-premises, one in a, this one, what is it, cloud. So Azure AD, which is a cloud-based right now, the Entra ID, but you may have a Active Directory in your offices also, right? Everyone have a LDAP Active Directory. So if you want to sync whatever the users they have over there, it should be having that ID. If you want to sync, this will help you. Again, you can self-service password reset allowed by this only, and reporting and auditing activities you have. So these are the major feature of Microsoft Entra ID. Okay, so if you want to change the directory, you can do that very well. And some of the things which it will get complicated right now. Okay, so now let's do that some real things. So here I have a one user. This is one. I'm going to create a new user. So here you see invite, you can invite users so they will register it at Azure, and then I will be part of that. I want to create a new user. Okay, so what is the principal name? Remember in here user principal means it can be user, it can be group, it can be app also. So don't get confused. Principal. Okay, so username, user principal name. So what is the name of it? So here you, let's say uh, you know Karan. Okay, and here Karan at the rate of this one. So I'll note it down because I want to log in, right? So Karan at the rate of this one. Okay, so this is my ID now. Okay, and you want to set some name. I don't think so. I have to explain it to you. Some random password got generated, and this I'm saving it. I'm not changing though. And here, this account should be enabled by default or disabled. So of course I want enabled. Now click. You can also directly create review and create, but next property, you can add some more information about it. These are the self-explanatory. I don't think so I have to tell you information. And then assignment. So assignment means whether this user which I'm creating current, whether he should be having some role or some group. So right now I have a few roles, I have a some group, but I want to separately create it. I don't want to create using this UI. I can create using add group also, and I want to create, I can create here also, but I want to create separately. Okay, so that is something, and then go to the review, everything is okay, and then create. Very simple, nothing great about it. Are you comfortable? Look at the notifications here, successfully created, and refresh. So now guys, just wait for it. Still has not come. So now you see here current member and DAP. He has no access, by the way. Did you understand that, all of you? Any questions? Hello? Did I lost you guys?
I'm good.
Okay. Now next one is I'm going to create a group. So that is also very simple. So let's create a group. So here create a group. And what is a group type? So here Microsoft 365. So Microsoft 365 is basically is a kind of another website which offers lots of services which includes your Outlook, Word, MS I mean all this MS Office related work actually. So we don't need it. Security is the one which is needed. And what should be the name? So I'll name it DevOps School and some description. And if you want to select the no owners and members and create. So I created group successfully. Let's refresh. So now I created separately, though you can create in one go, but I'm just doing one by one. So here you created a group, you created a users. Now I will add a user into group. Okay. So here click on this group, all groups, and here you click on the members. Okay. The moment you spend some time, you'll start understanding this. So members, and here you can add a member. The member name was, I think, Karan, right? So here you see these are all the services actually. So then you'll say, Rajesh, how come services? So services also you can add to the group. Okay, but here I am focusing on the users, or you can add another group also or something like that. So member, it can be devices also, some applications also. So many things are there, but here users, and here Karan, why it's not selected, and select this one. So guys, what I did, nothing great. I created one user, I created one group, and I did a user to the group. And this is how you can manage the you know the users and group. Now permissions I have not given, I'll give it. Are you understanding so far?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So now we have to also see, I created user, but where is the robots? How do we create a robot? Robot access means we could typically this concept we call it service account. So you have to go to the app registrations. Okay. So now I have, sorry, I have a, if I say all applications, see I have this applications. Now, I don't know when I created, I don't remember. I should delete it. Okay. So this, all these applications will have a certain access for it. Okay. But here owned applications, deleted applications, this is the one deleted. Application from the personal account, all this thing you have here. So now what I'm going to do, so click on the new registrations. Okay, I'm creating new app. Now here I should create app. This is for demo for Azure. Okay, now go a little bit slow here and read it. What is the supported account type? So here, if you think this particular account in this organization directly only default, then you can select this one. If you think this app is for the multi-tenant means multiple intra ID. If you want to use, let's say, multiple intra ID, for then you have to use this one. If you want to use for some gaming, Skype and all integrations, then you can use. If you want to use for personal Microsoft account only, you can use this one. So right now first is okay, because I want to use from my default directory, else what is the user, right? Okay, and some redirectional URL, you want to set it up and register. So now here, remember that, what is your ID then? So your application ID is this one. See here, application ID is this one. So this is a login ID and password for the user, human. Okay, human. Non-human, this is the access. Non-human, this is the access. And now you have to specify tenant ID. Okay, and then you have to specify, I think there's some noise coming from someone. Vivu, can you mute yourself? Yeah. So here, what is your user ID and password? There's no user ID and password. So this is something which is called client ID. Okay, please remember, this is a client ID. This is how you can log in. And then you have a tenant ID, which is a default for me. I'll just remind it to you. And you see here, this is a tenant ID. And then you have credential, which is here. Okay, remember that. Okay, credential, which is here. So can I add the credentials? So here I'm adding the credential. Right now I don't have it. So add a client secret. description and add it. And now this is a credential. Copy this. This is a credential. This is a very secret information. You should not share and all this stuff. Guys, this is a human we create to access the Azure, and this is the credential. Now, how do we use it in the real time? I'll discuss about it. So far, so good, all of you. Any questions? Any questions?
No.
Okay. Now the question is, how do we assign access? That is a question. So let me check one thing before that. Pay as you go. Here it is. So how do we assign access? So first for that, you have roles and permissions. Okay. So what are the roles you can assign? So these are only for the roles. Okay. So here you see that spend some time. Sorry. So here, see here. Just a second. If you just again give me 2 seconds. Okay. So here, if you see that this part, you have all the roles. Roles means what? Roles means a user can have what kind of access. So that is decided by rules. Okay, what kind of access? So here if you see hundreds of roles you have here, look at this, and each rules will define certain kind of access. Okay, now here again, each of these roles you have to get comfortable, because someone will ask, add a Karan to the AD and then give the admin role, give the DevOps role, give the only the rules for the compute, give the role for this or that. So you have to be known full about this. So you have to check this. Now, if you see that I cannot create a custom role here. Why? Because the subscription is not accordingly. So here it says Entra ID migration, they did it, and P1 and P2. So here is they say uh, to create a custom role, your organizations means your AD needs Microsoft Intranet Premium one, P1 and P2, which I don't have it actually. Okay, so here if you remember what is the difference now, so that is what here I was trying to tell you. See here. Okay, so I am having the one which is a free one, Microsoft Intra ID free one. Okay, see, I am paying for the resources, but my Intra ID is free one, but they have a premium also, P1 and P2, which is not mine. Now you understood these slides, all of you? Hello?
So your subscription, like when you say pay as you go, that doesn't have this feature enabled. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes,
The
this is,
and
so if I go for the P1, it'll become a chargeable. So that is the thing. So here I'm using AD free one. Okay.
so
So here
do you
that's
have that option? Do you have that option while selecting a subscription?
yeah, you can go ahead. You can go ahead and enable this premium one. But again, this is not
Okay.
needed
No, no.
for yeah.
Okay.
This is for the enterprise. Premium one, what you get it, you get extra features to integrate with Microsoft 360, and also enterprise offline private means your Office AD also you can sync all these things, you can do that. Okay, so these are the roles you should refer. Spend some time, and these all the type which you see built in. You have to get comfortable. Now the question is, how do we assign this? Okay, so how do we assign this user to the role? So if you go and click here one more time, okay, there are many ways to do that actually. It's not only one way. So app I created user, I created a group. External identities and all we don't need, because we need to have private data centers for that. So role administrator talk about it and so on. So after this, some of the self-explanatory things you have here: password reset for the users, user setting change, and some monitoring and auditing related stuff you have here. So now again you go to here, user, and let's try to create one more user. Okay, and create, and this time Ramu. Okay, and this Ramu, and here I will click next. I will click next assignment here. So here you see you can create a group, add role. Okay, so here you are adding this user to this role. Okay, you see that here you are adding this user to the role. So this you can do that. There's a one way which I wanted to tell you. Now which other way? So you can go to the users, and here you can select the current, and current you can go and assign roles. You see assign roles, and click on the assign role, and here you see add assignment, and now whatever the access you want to give it, you give it to the current. So you want to him to be billing administrator only, current is a account team, so you assign that access. Are you understanding, all of you? Hello?
Yeah. Yes.
So what we did actually, so here what we did, we added one user, we added one group, we added user to the group, and then what we did, we added a role to the user. But you know what, if you have hundreds of users, then it will be very difficult actually. So what to do? So there is one group which is here, we call it DevOps School, and DevOps School, any person who's a part of the DevOps School, he should be having the access certain roles. So right now I'm adding the group roles. So groups roles, and here um, just a second, it's not there. Just a second. Add membership. Oh, where is this? Just a second. Here. So why is not enabled? So this option is not enabled for me. Okay, so there's another way to do that. So let me do that here. So go to subscription, go to the pay as you go, and here you see IM, click on the IM. Okay, and here add this opposite way. So here you can do the role assignment, and here a role, which role, so you want to decide which role. Let's say some role you want to access, account admin. So many roles are there. Owner or contributors, let's say I want to make it contributor, and next here you can select this one. So multiple ways to do that one thing. So here you can select the user or group or service principal. So here I'll go for select member, and here what is the group name? DevOps School. Select, and now what I did, I added that particular group to certain access, contributor to this particular scope, the group name, any people who's a part of this member, review and assign. Done. So this is something which you can do that. So again, I'll repeat one more time. Go to the AD, okay, create users, group, or app registration. After that, what you do, add a user to the group. You can also um, add an app to the group also. That is also possible. You can assign the roles to the users, and that is also you can do that. And also if you want to allow the access for this subscription, okay, so what should I do? Go to the subscription, and here you select the IM. Here you see, and here you can add that particular role assignment to the certain roles what you want. These are the simple one, and these are the job function dedicated one. Depends on that. You select this one, roles, let's say one role again I'm selecting, and then decide who should be accessible, user, group, or app. So here you can select members. Here you see I have created this users and group. You can add it and then get done. Now there's one more thing which you can do is manage identity. So here select members, and identity is not enabled, I guess. Yeah, that's not enabled. So this is the way you can do that. So let me show you one blog which will help you to do that. Your service. Yeah. So this tutorial will help you. So see whatever that I clicked. So here I clicked on this app registration, created an app here, and then after that I collected all this data. You see here also I collected all this data, ID, directory, and all stuff like that. And after that I go to the subscription, select the IAM, and there I assign the access, and done. So now this or this will have access to the free subscription. Are you understanding, all of you? All of you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, what is the difference between that contributor and the like the subscription access? Like, are they like one and the same?
Difference between
Um, the contributor and the
intra ID contributor. Okay.
right.
Okay, this is the basically roles. Contributor has certain access. So if you want to understand that what kind of access we have, so go to
Yeah, I
IAM.
mean to say like contributor and owner, like what the access to.
Owner, so owner is basically the owner of subscription, not owner of that. See, account admin is the, in a AD word we call it account admin, but subscription have a certain rules, and those rules include owner and contributor and something like that. So here if you want to download all the assignments you can do that, but here let me show you all the rules. Just a second. This is the roles. So these are the rules you will have it. This image probably. See here. So these are the roles you will have it: owner, contributor, reader, and few more. So these are the main one. So here if you see, grant full access if you're owner. If you're contributor, grant full access to manage all resources, but certain conditions, some resources will not be there. A reader only you can view that. So likewise you have those labels of stuff. So right now I am in my account unable to access data. API issues must be. So it will be fixed automatically. Actually. There's some error actually, right? Got it? Hello?
Yeah.
Now it's fixed. So sometimes refresh issues are there. So again, if you refresh, it will open up. So now we say contributor you ask. So here, see here, some at a high level. Again, documentations will be there. for many stuff. See here, grant full access to manage all resources, but does not allow you to assign roles in Azure RBAC, manage assignment, and blueprint and image galleries. These are the access you can see in a detail. Contributor will have it. Got it? Now the question is, okay, the user you created and password, which I will use in the portal. Okay, so let's go for new incognito and copy this URL. And here, now let's log into this one and password. So this I logged in and have to change the password. This I should have selected. And here something random I'm selecting and sign in. Now you got the access to the same subscription, same ADs, but I am current right now. Okay, you see the current at the rate of data, and you can see the same thing. Whatever the access you have been given. I given a, I think, better access, some billing access or something. But the question is, how can you use this one then? What is it? This one. How can you use it? So let me show you. So go to some API operations. Let's say Terraform, Azure provider. So this is the one, right? Yeah. So now if you see authenticating to Azure using, you see the third option. And here, let's go down a little bit quickly. See here, not this, not this. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong things maybe. Strange. Where is that? This one. Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Here it is. So no, this is, this is the one. Okay, so here client ID, secret, tenant ID, and subscription ID. You can set it up, and Terraform, if you set this one, Terraform will be able to authenticate your account, and whatever the permission you have granted, he'll be able to do that, because Terraform is a non-human, right? Are you understanding, all of you?
Have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsSchool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.